So, what if I told you that there is a most unfair advantage which you can actually use in your business and with a growing YouTube channel? And it's not software, it's not strategy, and it's even not AI. And you know how much I'm really excited about AI. I tell you, it's your imagination. And this is so crazy, right? Today, we're going beyond just writing something about your kingdom. And if you don't know from what I speak now, go back and watch my other live streams where I talk about mission, I talk about your kingdom, I talk about the kingdom, and I mean this is the company you build, but soul aligned business, a scalable business, and you can learn to describe it with your imagination. What if you allow yourself to really use your fantasy like you would write a movie script? We're using creative vision to direct the entire hero journey of your ideal client before they even know that you exist. Because here is the truth: if you can't see how their life transforms through working with you, they won't see it either. Let's build that movie. And probably you already heard it. YouTube is now pushing even small channels like we have because of our storytelling. And not the storytelling we already know from all the other teachings since years, right? It's a new form of storytelling, the one form which is actually giving us this tension, this sticking, this automatic coming back so that we don't want to miss anything. And that's what we create with the kingdom movies. And I explain you how it works. I have someone live here. Say hello. Thank you so much. So it's like this actionable advice. You can directly use it and go in action. I want to say that. So let's do it together now, right? When you realize, oh my God, imagination, oh my God, fantasy, and you feel in one side, this is exciting because you also are this person going in movies, reading these big books, or listening to great podcasts or audible books, right? If you are also this person just realizing, I love stories, then you have the imagination. I always meet this really grounded and strict entrepreneurs telling me, Chantal, fantasy has nothing to do in business. And that's not my world. And if you realize, oh, that's my world, I am only logical, I am only strict, I don't want to have something to do with fantasy in my business, then you must go on. Scroll and go to another channel on YouTube. But if you realize, oh no, I want to hear how I can use fantasy as an unfair advantage, then stick with me until the end. Because your Imagination is literally the director's chair to build a movie. Before you build content, offers, funnels, automations, scalable assets, you need to see your client in an entire movie, like coming from the pain, transformation, the thing, and going into the solution, creating the solution, creating the results, right? So, this is the transformation, and this is what we love in movies to see that. We don't really love to share the pain too much, too long time, right? We really love to go with this tension. How will this protagonist do the solution? How will he survive? How will he fight? How will he come in his power, right? So close your eyes. Let's do it now. Close your eyes and see your ideal client. I always tell to my clients, it's your soul client. The clear character, the clear avatar of the person you really enjoy to work with. If you don't know your ideal client, I recommend to stop here and to do this exercise first. Write down as clear as possible with as many details as possible. This person, which would be your dream client, literally. And then come back and realize with your imagination, you go with closed eyes and you see literally how your ideal client is on a screen. What is the scene? Where is your ideal client? In which environment? In which setup? Which people around him or her? What is frustrating your client? What are the problems he has? What are the circumstances? What are the loops? Coming back again and again because he doesn't know what he doesn't know, right? What keeps him up at night? And then fast forward in your movie, you literally imagine yourself. What does their life look like after working with you? Picture that. Picture it with as much imagination as possible. Do you have this chance now to literally invent the movie, the story? And then you can say to yourself, from I kind know how to help, I see now my client's full movie so clearly that they feel instantly recognized. You also make this double check. I call it reality check. As soon as you finish this exercise, you go through again, but with the eyes of your dream client. And you imagine yourself, he would literally sit there in this movie, in the cinema. And then you will realize what you have to adjust. You realize what you have to add or to remove. Because now you see it and perceive it through the eyes of your ideal client. Your ideal client is the hero. He is the protagonist in this movie, and you are the mentor. With your imagination, you give them the scenes they need to see themselves inside your story, in your content, in your conversations, in your offer. I know, I get it. This is probably not easy suddenly to use your imagination. I know that, especially if you come from straight and tough entrepreneurship. But to be honest, you must be honest now with yourself. Just do it. If you have only a little spark of big joy to use your imagination, then go with it. Train yourself. It's not a big thing, and you will realize how fast you actually come back to this potent space within yourself. And yes, you need fantasy. And if you love movies like Harry Potter or whatever, right? Then you know exactly what I mean. And if you think, who am I to think I create a movie like Harry Potter, then I tell you, who are you to not do it? Because your client probably needs exactly that, to realize, to feel, oh my God, this is me. I remember today I had the honor to give a session in the community of my mentor, Arlan Hamilton. This community, by the way, is for free. You can grab the link below. It's called Your First 5K. I really love her. I really admire her, and I'm very proud that I have her trust and being a teacher in her community. So we have this monthly gathering according the North Star, our soul strategy as a North Star. If you want to join the recording of my today's session, you go just grab the link and go into the calendar and then register, and you get everything for free as a replay. So we also talked about the soul's mission and how to perceive the details of that. And we also realized it's not that easy if we are not in an environment, or we never were in an environment who actually taught us to do the things, to imagine the things, to create the things, or to ask our soul. I can tell you from experience with working with my clients over than 22 years, it's 23rd year now, receiving their true soul calling, receiving their true soul strategy, because every business strategy is already written in your soul's plan. And as soon as you go with your soul's plan, you really get happy and fulfilled. And we realize always again and again that people can actually tell what they want to get rid of, but we often cannot tell where we want to go instead. We have often a very hard time to describe our true desires. Sometimes I have clients, they tell me, but Chantal, I know my desires. I create my desires. I achieve my goals. And I mean, this is stunning. This is great. But as soon as we go deeper, we often realize this is actually the goal of your husband, or the goal of your parents, or the goal of your wife, or right? Often we fulfill the life which we subconsciously think others want from us. And I don't talk about that. I talk about your truth, what is really meant for you. That's also the reason why often very successful entrepreneurs come to me in my business coaching, because they actually are not happy, because they actually are not fulfilling their soul's mission. By the way, if you want to work with me to get to know your soul's mission, this is one of my specialities. You can now grab one of my offers. It's only a limited offer for a limited time to get a session, 90-minute with me, 7-day chat edition, only to literally get birth of your soul's mission. It would be a pleasure to work with you. It's only 1K. You can grab the link in my WhatsApp, and the WhatsApp link is below in this video. So let's go back to the session today. We realized in this chat about our soul's mission, soul strategies, the biggest thing is that we never learn to really connect with our soul, which is our immortal part, right? It's us. It's the thing which makes us the feeling being at home. It makes us the feeling being secure. So as soon as you go with your truth, with your true desire, with the thing which makes you actually happy, as soon as you realize that, then you realize as well your imagination. You get to know your fantasy. And I always invite my clients to create a kingdom, to create or invite themselves to imagine that to fulfill their soul's mission would be creating a kingdom. So in my kingdom movie, I will explain, and it's coming soon, this movie. I plan several series with several episodes. It's gonna be so exciting. And the plot twist, the plot episode will actually be that we see my potential client in the old land, which is the old economy, just selling their past business, or looking back how they created the business working for them, finally having time, finally having an active passive income stream, or already several, right? But not finding themselves in a place of happiness, gratitude, joy, still seeking, still being in thoughts, still not being able to calm down and enjoying this calm, enjoying observing. This is actually a sign from your soul that you are not on your place yet. And we will see that in this movie. I take as protagonist in the first series a woman. I don't tell now the details, but she is very experienced as an entrepreneur. She has an offline business, a typical offline business. She has a daughter, and she is standing on the side of the bridge in the old land, because there is the old land and the new land, and the bridge connecting those. And the bridge is over a big river. The bigger river is very dangerous. It's not so easy to come to the other side. But I built this bridge with my team, with my companies, right? So she's literally standing there in the queue and waiting until she can buy the ticket to go over the bridge. And while she is waiting, we will receive her story. We will see it, how she lived before, what her problems were, even with that success, what the discussions were, the partners, the family, the parents, the friends. And something will happen then. I don't tell you now what. But it will help her first to actually realize it's a fault. I don't want to be here. I want to go back to my old life. That's what I know, and that's what's feeling safe. And second, realizing, oh my God, this was just a distraction. I want to go there. I go and grab my ticket now and I go over the bridge and we will see what is waiting there. Right? This is the plot series and it's getting so interesting. So it was not like, I mean, you listened now to my example, right? Of course, there will be a big scenery, and of course, it's not like a bridge here in our daily life. It's more like a bridge in the world of Harry Potter's or Lord of the Rings, something in between. What I can tell you, yesterday in the other stream, I showed my tarot set, my tarot cards, right? The soul mission cards. I developed them 3 years ago, and they are in the printing phase now. But this design will be the foundation of my movie. And it's very futuristic. It's very fantasy world, right? So you will probably automatically create pictures from your own fantasy and realizing, oh my God, this is a fantasy world I really love, I really like. You will have other colors than me. You will have other ways to show the people, right? You could even enjoy to create a comic series. Whatever you like, whatever you love, whatever is bringing you bliss, just do that. And then take one real client transformation and tell it like a movie. The problem, the sticking, the loops, what wasn't working, a second act, the encounter, the turning point, what shifted, the third act, the new kingdom, the transformational world, the results, who they become actually is very important. And that's your content template. Use it everywhere. You can ask your AI when you personalize your favorite AI. My clients do it with ChatGPT from OpenAI. Learn to personalize it. You can learn that, by the way, in my AI blog. Grab the link below and personalize your ChatGPT. And no, it's not only the settings, by the way, but personalize it, customize it, create a project, and program the project with everything from all the specific important points like the transformation, pain, solution, the ideal clients, etc., etc., and then ask your customized AI for a story plot. Tell him or her or it what your ideas are from your imagination, and it will help you. And then you actually use the whole movie thing, the whole kingdom story world for everything. You need it for your offers, you need it for your marketing, you need it everywhere. You use it literally as a strategic weapon. You use it in the transformation description of your offers. You use it in your launches. You use it as your strongest positioning. They all started because someone saw the result before it existed. Your ideal client, before he is hiring you, is seeing it, watching it in your movie. He sees himself in this movie. Don't describe your offers with features anymore, with how you deliver in 10 Zoom calls weekly, blah, blah, blah. Don't do that anymore. Describe the result, but with a scene. How this would show up in your daily life or in the daily life of your dream client. Like, imagine you wake up and the dream situation unfolds. You describe that in your movie. That's imagination as a sales tool. Paint the movie, create it, invent it, and you will literally observe how your ideal client is stepping into it, how the hearts are open, how they get touched from the connection to this movie. That's like you stick with a favorite movie. You are also open-hearted. You are also touched, right? These are those movies which we want to watch again, right? I am such a fan of stories. I remember I actually read Gonzalik novels when I was in second class. I just learned to read, and I already read these big novels, right? It was actually for adults, but I just grabbed them in the um, bibliothèque of my father. Yes. So go with the stories, with the imagination, and it doesn't matter that it's an invention. Actually, the more you use your fantasy, I'm very sure the more it will attract your ideal client, your dream client, because he sees himself in the movie. He can literally identify himself with the protagonist because you wrote it for him, right? So if you want to witness something like that, just stick with this channel. Follow me and come back with every live stream. You see, I do my daily live stream challenge. I'm now in number 38. I want to do 97. I'm always almost live every day. I only I only forgot it 3 times, I think. It's just, yeah, that's another story. But doesn't matter. But for this movie kingdom, I will actually create a new channel. I discussed that with my AI, but I must tell you, you don't have to do that. I do that as a specific strategic move, but you just take your movie, your imagination in your channel, and you start to use these words. You start to use these pictures so that they can literally imagine themselves in the picture, and you will see how they love that. Create a list of new words, your words, make hashtags from that. It's actually, I don't tell you something from my expertise. It's only what I also hear now from YouTube, because they just announced it a few days ago that they want to push all these new worlds, these channels with worlds. So create your kingdom. I really would love if you share what you just saw as a movie behind your closed eyes when you did this small exercise with me. I invite you to describe one scene in the comments. It could be a before scene or an after the transformation scene. I would really love what you are offering as your director's cut. Because you are the director, right? Your imagination is your most powerful superpower, super tool. And when you learn to see your dream client's movie before they see it themselves, you actually become irresistible. This is exciting, right? See your client in this movie as the protagonist. And I see you then in my next live stream, right? You can now witness how I build my kingdom and make it visible here on YouTube. And you already got the first steps. I just did it with you. I planted in you my pictures of the old land, the new land, the bridge over it. You got the picture, right? That's exactly how you will do it as well. I'm very curious about your scenes. Thank you for being here. And I would love if you stick with that. And if you are actually joining my 90-day daily live stream challenge, then you will get the invitation. I think it's happening this week. An invitation to a specific masterclass and workshop to build your own kingdom. It's for freedom. If you want to join the daily live stream challenge, you can still hop on, grab the link below the video. But that's everything for now. Good night.